Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Spiritual Psychics TV and your fortnightly edition of Collective Consciousness streaming live to you via Facebook and YouTube. It's great to have your company with us here at the channel. And for all those regular viewers that join us, you will know what I'm going to say next. Please do make sure that you share us out there, not only to your personal pages, but to any spiritual pages that you feel this live stream will be of relevance to. It's so easy to do. For those of you that use Facebook, all you've got to do is hit that share button and share it out there to your own personal pages and spiritual pages. As I've just said, if you're watching via YouTube, you've got a swirly arrow icon that just sits in your graphics bar there, which allows you to copy and paste and share that onto, again, all of your social media platforms. As I said, we are streaming live to you via Facebook and YouTube, so there is approximately a 10 to 20-second time delay when you place your comments to us receiving them. And whilst I'm talking about comments, it's really important, guys, that you engage with myself and my guest medium as quickly as you possibly can, because it just allows the vein of the message to continue to grow. We don't want no gaps. We want to keep things fluid here and reach as many of you as we possibly can. And for all of you lovely first-time viewers that are joining us here this evening, you are very welcome to Collective Consciousness and indeed Spiritual Psychics TV. Collective Consciousness is a show that is purely dedicated to mediumship. It gives me an opportunity, which I'm so privileged to have, to work and share the virtual platform with a different medium every 2 weeks. How fantastic is that? And whilst we're talking about collective consciousness, people, here's a little bit of a fact for you all. Now, for all you regular viewers, you'll know that we are going to be 3 years old with the show next month in August. 3 years already. Can you believe that? And currently, today, this show has had over 70,000 views since streaming live 3 years ago. How phenomenal is that? So thank you all so very much, especially those of you that join on a regular basis, share us out there and tag your family and friends. I'm truly, truly grateful to have you. So God bless each and every single one of you. Now, in a few minutes, I will be bringing my lovely guest medium on screen. But before I do so, producer Richard, would you be so very kind to let me know who it is that we've got joining us this evening so I can do a few acknowledgements? And don't forget, guys, let me know who you are, where it is that you're joining from, what part of the world. Do say hello. And indeed, if you are a first-time viewer, let us know so I can give you an acknowledgement. I can see already that we've got the lovely Terry Louise who joins via YouTube, saying good evening, Bill, Stephen and Rich. Good evening to you, Terry. Thanks for holding space. Paul Gouchard, you're also joining via YouTube, saying hi, Bill, long time no see. Well, welcome back to you, Paul, and thank you for holding space, my friend. Olivia Louise Thumwood, evening, Bill, Richard, and my lovely SPTV family. Hope everyone is well. Blessing, love and light to all. What a beautiful message. And do you know what? It is lovely to see messages like that because we are a community channel after all. And it's great during these live broadcasts to see all of you interacting with one another, especially when somebody gets a message and everybody else is so supportive. So do keep that going, guys. It's absolutely lovely to see. We're sharing the love and the light of spirit. We've got Mark Davenport who joins via YouTube. Good evening to you, Mark. Debbie Hearn joins via Facebook saying hello, Bill. Hello to you. Deborah Long is joining us from Nova Scotia in Canada. Hello to you, Deborah. Thank you so much for holding space. Lisa Sears. I'm getting tongue-tied. That means spirits coming in, as you all know. It always happens every single time. I always get tongue-tied during the hellos, and that spirit saying, come on, Bill, hurry up, because we want to get working. Lisa Sears, you're joining via YouTube. Very warm welcome to you, my lovely, along with Ruth Townsend saying good evening. It's about time I introduce our lovely guest medium to you all here this evening. So producer Richard is going to do his magic and bring him onto screen. And just like that, he's here. So good evening to you, Stephen. How are you, my friend?
I'm very well, Bill. It's nice to be with you this evening.
Thank you so much for joining the show. I'm really humbled and privileged to be able to work with you. It's been something that's been on my bucket list and one that I can now tick off. And it's all down to that Bernie in Bognor Regis Spiritualist Centre who said a few months back, "You've got to work with Stephen Goldsack." And I said, "Yeah, I know. I've noticed he's been popping up on Facebook from time to time." And sure enough, look, we put it out there.
Finally, me
brought us together. Yeah. So, Stephen, before we get things started here this evening, tell us a little bit about yourself so everybody knows what it is that you do and what it is that you've been up to with your own spiritual pathway and growth.
Okay, so hi everyone, my name's Stephen. I'm based in the South Coast in the UK. I've been involved in spiritualism for about 20-25 years. Past 10 or 12 years I've been working publicly doing live demonstrations, private sittings and a bit of teaching in there. My interest, I just enjoy the link with spirit and working in different ways, so it's nice to be on your channel for another experience this evening.
Perfect. And I know that producer Richard, as we are talking, is popping up in the graphics just below there, guys, Stephen's Facebook profile link. So please do give him a like and a follow, and help his page grow, because it's really important for me when I invite all of these wonderful guest mediums to join the show, that we give them as much support as they give to us by sharing their time and their gifts with us. So please do make a point of checking out Stephen's Facebook profile page there. So you've been a busy man, I've seen lately on Facebook. You're in high demand. So what do you like doing the most, Steve? Do you prefer doing the physical demonstrations, the private sit-ins, virtually? Is this the first time for you?
I think a mixture. It sort of changes. You get the energy from the live experience, but you also get the energy this way, and it's just nice because spirit will work with us in different ways. So yeah, I would say I don't have a preference to live or virtual stuff because I do a lot of online sittings. But yeah, it's just nice to meet new people, new energies, and just people, recipients who are up for communicating with spirit and being able to share that joy from the spirit world.
That's lovely. That's lovely. And you often travel over to Canada as well, don't you, where you demonstrate and read over there?
Yes, I have done. Yeah, I enjoy my little trips about. So yeah, it's
Fabulous.
Nice getting out there.
Absolutely. So we've got, ladies and gentlemen, an international medium on collective consciousness here this evening. Put in a funny face there. So, Steve, thank you so much for your time. Shall we say a few hellos to some of the lovelies that are joining us before we get things kicked off tonight? Obviously, you're our guest here this evening, so why don't you start first, my friend?
Thank you. So, welcome, Glenda Marie, who's watching via YouTube.
Yeah, from Australia, our lovely Glenda Marie.
Okay.
She joined Collective Consciousness a little whiles back, and now she's partnering up with the lovely Nick on a Monday morning, and they host their own show here on the channel. So lovely for you to hold space, Glenda. I hope you're well. Cheryl Berdniak is joining us via YouTube. Good evening to you, Cheryl.
Good evening, Pamela, who's tuned in through Facebook and is all the way from sunny Florida.
Wow, that's amazing. We've got Emma McCowan who says, "Hi, Bill," and she's joining via Facebook. Hi there, Emma. Thank you for being here and holding space. And don't forget, guys, if you've just joined, please do share us out there. Tag your family and your friends also. It's very much appreciated.
Wow. So welcome to Tammy Hart from Philadelphia, who's joining us via Facebook.
Nicola Byrne is watching from New South Wales, Australia. Hello to you, Nicole. Sorry, I read that as Nicola. It's Nicole. I stand corrected.
And hello, Sally Francis, who's watching via Facebook from Surrey in the United Kingdom.
Sarah Galtridge is joining us via Facebook. Good evening, everyone. She's saying good evening to you.
And hello, Wendy, who's joining us from Cardiff, and she's watching via Facebook.
Linda Wallace is saying, evening, Bill from Croydon. Hope you had a lovely holiday in Rhodes. I did, thank you, Linda, and I was very fortunate to come back home before those wildfires started. So we still send continued healing thoughts and prayers to all those out there that have been affected.
And hello, Anne, who's saying hello, Bill and Richard. I'm not sure where you're from, but you're logged in via Facebook.
How lovely. Fabulous. Thank you very much. We will do a few more acknowledgements as we progress throughout the show, but I think it's about time to get things started here. So again, if you are a first-time viewer or you've just joined and you've not seen Collective Consciousness before, this is a show purely dedicated to mediumship, where myself and the lovely Stephen will attempt to conjoin with our own spirit teams to deliver a message for the one recipient. Now, as we know, with spiritualism and mediumship, it is all an experiment. So if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it just means that there's two of you that are going to get two individual readings. But I'm going to get producer Richard to randomize all of the comments and all of the names, and Steve, if you feel a pull to somebody before me or vice versa, let's go to them and see what it is that we can share with them from their past loved ones, family members and friends.
So there was a profile called Bernadette who I felt drawn to.
Righty-ho. Thank you, Richard.
Thank you. Hi, Bernadette. So as I'm sitting here, I feel that I have a gentleman who stands forward who feels very fatherly towards you and very protective. So can you accept dad in spirit? If it's not dad, it would be granddad on dad's side.
And whilst we wait for Bernadette to give us the feedback, what we'll do is just continue with that information, Stephen.
Okay, so I know he just steps forward with a lot of love, and I know he wants to bring upliftment to you, that there's a real feeling of wanting to cheer you up and wanting to make you smile, and he's trying to make me laugh, and I just feel the infectiousness of his personality, and very much a gentleman who is selfless in the sense of wanting to make sure you're okay and his loved ones are okay, because he doesn't want to talk about himself. He just wants to talk about you and keep you going on your path. Also with dad, there's a sense of a love of horses with him. He just keeps on showing me horses, so I'm not sure how you can take that link in with it, but I just know he's a very proud man and a very strong presence still in your life, because he's saying to me, I'm still with her, I'm there. She can't physically feel me, but I'm there. Also with dad, I know he wipes a little tear and wants to say sorry to you. There's a sense of him wanting to say to me that he's a bit more hands-on in spirit in your life than he was when he was physically here. So please take his love and his intention towards you. Okay. I know he just keeps on drawing me to my chest area, but I also feel like I have a collection of conditions that I keep to myself, because there's a real sense of I can feel pains in my body, but I don't want to say anything to anyone, because if I verbalize it, it becomes real and it becomes something. So I know I'm a man who I want to say would never be at the doctor's because it's like I can just work my way through it. Okay. And can you also accept that he wants to bring in his mother, so your grandmother, because he's like, I've got the lady with me. Okay. And I know he brings grandmother forward, that there's a real sense of him wanting to say to you, your family are still with you, because there's a real sense of, okay. He's wanting to say there's a lot of us up there, and he's giving me the sense of there isn't many that are earthside that are giving you the support like they would want to give you the support in spirit, and they're watching you flourish. So I know that they're proud of you, and I know that they want to acknowledge the hard choices that you've had to make. And if you can take the love from Dad, that he's just so proud that you've gone out on your own and you're treading your path and you're not beholden to anyone. I know that word beholden is very important from Dad. Okay. Also, Dad, I know he would have liked to socialize, because I just get the sense of when I was younger, enjoying a cigarette and enjoying a drink, because he's standing here with us celebrating that. He's like making me feel like we're in a pub and we're just stood by the bar, and he's just wanting to, yeah, that's my girl, is what he keeps on making me want to say. And I just know with him, with his humor, he's having a little joke about, and I just know he just wants everyone to feel comfortable. And yeah, there's just a real softness and peace with him. And he could talk all night, a bit like myself. And with Dad, can you also accept the feeling of, like, I want to say, a little bit of a showman, because he wants to have a little bit of a sing, but he also wants to raise his voice. So I know he would have had a very commanding voice, because it's like boom, and I might just be talking, but it's like, whoa, my voice is carrying, so everyone in this bar can hear what I'm proud of and what I love. And yeah, please take his love, but also his upliftment. And he's smiling, because I know when he was here, he wouldn't have said the terms of like, take my upliftment, but that's what he wants to give you from spirit. And thank you, Bernadette, for allowing me to work with you.
That's lovely, Steve. And you've got some really lovely pieces of validation that Bernadette's been feeding back there for you as well. It's funny, as I was blending and trusting going into this connection here, you were saying about his voice and this projection. And for me, I feel as though I want to have a really good sing-song with Dad.
Yeah.
I feel as though I loved to have a good old sing-song. And I feel as though I've got a really lovely voice as well. He's not got a bad singing voice here
Yeah.
as he starts to work away with me, but certainly someone who was very much, as you say, a character. I feel with him that he was almost like this light bulb that everybody was just immediately attracted to. For me, as I was blending more so and feeling a sense of him physically over my body, I just started to get compelled with this overwhelming sense and feeling of wanting to be physically sick. And this is how spirit work with me, where they impression upon me to give me an understanding of how they felt prior to them crossing spirit side there, you would understand. But as that wave of sickness washed over me, Bernadette did actually place up there that she's recently lost a partner spirit side as well. And I felt that immediate change of energy just made me feel or want to be drawn to bringing the bringing that part of the information and connecting that with this slightly younger gentleman that Dad is obviously bringing forward with him here this evening. I also feel, Bernie, and I want to shorten your name. I do want to say Bernie. I don't want to call you Bernadette. Very much a character, absolutely. I also feel compelled at this moment in time to want to just relate to the film Ghost. You know, the film Ghost with Whoopi Goldberg, and there was those moments between Sam and I forget the lady's name who Demi Moore played, but there was that moment where there was that penny that was drawn up and down the door, and they were sharing that sense of embrace and that sense of love between the both of them from two worlds. Bernie, I feel that this is something that's very relevant that's happening around you. I'm not saying that it's a penny, but I know that there's something very symbolic within the nature of that information being shared with me, where you know that he's around you and he's drawing his essence and his presence. Oh my God, yes, perfect. You would also understand, my darling, just before we send these beautiful souls back up to the angels there, my lovely, you would also understand that Dad makes it very, very clear to me that now that you are opening and now that you are developing and now that you are conscious of spirit, you've got to trust and face that fear. Don't step back. And I know that those are the words that he just wants to leave with you before we send him back off up there to the angels. So Bernie, from myself and from Stephen, God bless you and thank you so much for allowing us to make these connections with you this evening. God bless, my darling. Thank you. Makes total sense. Wonderful. Thank you so much for interacting with us, Bernie, and for being here. How did you find that, Steve?
Yeah.
It was lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful connection there. I'm getting all shivers and all chills rushing all over me. So that was lovely to make that connection. Shall we see if we can do another one? Get producer Richard to randomise those comments. Yeah, roll them, Richard. Roll them, Richard. We've got the lovely Millie B. Hi there, Millie. Thank you for holding space, my darling. Christine Edie. Lisa Sears. Celia Flanders. Lisa Wilkinson. Terry Louise.
Stacey. LJA.
Debbie Hearn is also drawn close by to us. Okay. Can we go back to Debbie Hearn?
Yeah,
Did you get a feel there, Stephen, as
yeah.
well? Debbie Hearn. You know what it was for me initially? It was that beautiful profile picture that just comes up with those doggies there. That's what drew me straight away. But I know that as I open up my consciousness and I become aware of spirit just blending with me, I get this lady's energy that just steps forward to hold space with you here this evening, Debbie. She's making my ears ring though. I'm just going to put that to one side because I don't want to deviate. I'm just popping that on the shelf because there's a reason why that's happening. I do feel very maternal with this lady, I have to be honest. So if I'm not with mum, I'm with mum's mum. You would understand, please, my lovely. I do feel with her that she just wants to give me a sense of her physicality and she just wants to broaden me out a little bit. So I know that she would have had enough meat on her bones. Putting that in a polite context, you would understand, please, Debbie. I know that I have a beautiful softness to this lady's character. And as she starts talking away to me in my ear now, I've got a beautiful soft tone to her voice as well. So I know not only is there that soft, gentle essence to her character and her nature, but there's also this softness to her voice. But this ear keeps ringing. I keep getting this loud, high-pitched frequency. And I just want to be dropping that into your lap at this moment in time, please, Debbie. So there's either a sense or an understanding that you're hearing these frequency changeovers. Mum's mum was not known to the family. God bless you. Okay, well, we'll get her to work with current date information so that we can relate the link to you in a completely different context, my lovely. I know as I start going back into this ringing that there's a sense of frequency changeover or an understanding of you connecting with spirit. And I feel as though my vibration is changing. I feel as though I'm going up a level here with you. So consciousness is raising, you would understand, please, my lovely. I know that there's an abundance of beautiful animal spirit side there as well, because as I was drawn to that picture, I was getting a sense of just wanting to acknowledge all of the other dogs, especially that have passed spirit side there. So I know that they just bring the essence of the animal kingdom forward here as well. And I want to say to you that it's it's much easier to relate to animals than it would be to human beings here, my lovely. So she gives me a great sense with you. And again, we're working on current day information here for you, that we can relate better to the animals and humans because of the circumstances that life has presented to us and has put us in. I don't want to be so much of a closed book anymore with you as well, please, Debbie. Mum had hearing aids, but yes, I definitely understand that. And yes, and all in picture have passed. That's why I was drawn to those beautiful little doggies there as well. I don't want you to be so much of a closed book now, my lovely, because she's given me a sense and an understanding that I just want a bit more of a confidence boost and place the essence of that around you at this moment in time. I also feel with her as well that she just wants to take me into an awareness with regards to her passing being quite sudden. She does take me into my chest area and she gives me an understanding that I went instantaneously from there. So if this isn't something that you're conscious of, it might be a little bit of homework that you need to discuss with mum in order to get that validated. And oh yes, you are definitely animal drawn as well. Beautiful. I'm going to pass over to Stephen because I feel I've got as far as I can go at this moment in time, Steve, and I'd be interested to see what it is that you're picking up on.
Hi, Debbie. So as I led in, I know I just want to acknowledge a celebration that's in the here and the now for you, that there's a real sense that grandmother has come forward to want to be part of this celebration, because I just know she's wanting to put her finery on, her best clothes. And okay, if you can also accept the feeling from grandmother of her wanting to celebrate you and trying to celebrate your success, because I just know there's a real feeling of like she just wants to lift you up. And yeah, there's definitely a real sense of her stepping forward and wanting you to be able to shine. And okay, if you could also accept the feeling of Gran wanting to step forward and put her arms around you and say she's heard those silent tears, those tears behind closed doors, and you've just put a comment up saying some health conditions that are surrounding you, that I know she jumps forward with love, but I know she also wants to say she doesn't require recognition. And I know previously your comment said that she wasn't known to the family, but I just know there's a real sense of her always being there watching from the sidelines. And I also know I want to say watching from the sidelines in a physical sense when she was still here. So I don't know if there was a distance from the family, but there's just a sense as if like I'm acknowledging it, but I'm not introducing myself. So it just feels like when I was physically here, I had some opportunities to watch you from the sidelines and feel proud inside, but I just know I can't share that with you. And okay, And it was Bill earlier said that he's getting the high frequency noise. So I myself have hearing loss. Can you accept the feeling with your own mother of I just feel like I want to go to the left side of that's where I have the most issues with my hearing, so to speak. I'm not here to give medical diagnosis or anything like that, but it's just spirit just giving me the sense that I know I need to go to the left side. Okay, so your comments just come through with mum was adoptive. Okay. I just know that your grandmother, there's just so much love and outpouring that she's very strong in the sense that she's wanting you to know that you were always in her thoughts and the love was always there. So thank you for allowing her to connect. And she was very strong because she jumped in straight away, and both myself and Bill were drawn. It's more than the pictures. I could just feel the excitement and the energy of her saying, that's my one, and I want to speak. And okay, so you can accept the left side, possible issues with a stroke. So so that's just the joy of spirit that they come through, that they give us something for the here and now. So your grandmother, who you didn't have a relationship with, your mother was adopted, who just is so excited to communicate with you. She's giving us bits and pieces, so you know without a doubt we have connected to your loved ones. And thank you for being part of this journey with us this evening.
Lovely. God bless you, Debbie. Thank you so much for allowing myself and Stephen to make that connection with you. And I'm going to leave not only her love, but the love of those beautiful little doggies that drew our focus and attention initially to wanting to make that connection with you. So God bless you. Wasn't that lovely, Steve?
Definitely.
Shall we tell Richard to roll them again?
Yeah.
Roll them, Richard.
Like the Wheel of Fortune.
And don't forget, guys, continue to share us out there. Please do share us out there to all of your social media pages, your own personal ones, and indeed any spiritual ones you feel this live transmission will be of relevance to. Right, so who else is it that we've got joining us here, Steve?
I feel drawn to Sheila, and before I said the name Sheila, I felt as if I just really needed to scratch my eye. So I don't know if that had significance, but I just know I needed to. Hi, Sheila. So let me work with you. Okay. Okay, I have a lady who stands forward. Can you accept a grandmother in spirit who feels more than just a grandmother to you, that I feel that I had more involvement in your life, because I just feel so modern in my thinking with her, and she's so proud of you. Just and I know with this grandmother that I just feel like there's like a clouded confusion with my mind, so whether there's like a dementia or I just feel forgetful. But I know I come forward of just wanting to say hello, but also to say I'm back to me, and my energy's back there. So just pop through a message saying hi. Okay. Okay, can you accept with this lady that there's a real sense, but also a little bit of a fear of like birds flying around me, because I just keep on being shown birds that I know, and I just feel a little bit anxious with that. So if you can take that information. Okay. Also in the here and now, Sheila, I just feel as if Grand stepping forward and just wanting to move you forwards. Okay, so your mum had that Okay, that's where I was getting the motherly feeling. Can you accept why mum wants to? It's as if she's symbolically pulling you forward with like a walking frame, and I just know it's as if like she's wanting to give baby steps to you in the here and now, and it's a bit like, come on, girl, come on, we're going to get you out. And I know she steps forward because she wants you out and about, and I don't mean going out dancing or this, that, and the other, but she just wants you interacted a bit more with nature and with life. Oh, you can take dad with the connection to pigeons. So that's how they're working with me. I know there's a real sense of enjoying living in the city. So I don't know where you live, but I know that they were more urban people versus being in the countryside. There's a real sense of excitement of being in the city and the noise. And okay, so you could take why they wanted to bring you out of yourself. That okay, with mum, she's making me want to laugh. Can you accept why mum in spirit is saying she'd like to know what was going on, and she's smiling and saying, yes, some people could call me possibly nosy, but okay, yes, I was, but I did it for the right intentions. And she's just wanted to make me smile because she's just making me want to itch my nose. And there's a real sense of mum saying from spirit that she can see what's going on with you, and she's not going to air your business live here, but I just know mum just wants to acknowledge what you're going through, but I know it's emotionally that what she wants to acknowledge, and she just wants to push you forward because you're her girl. Oh, and you can accept that there's a real strength from mum that she wouldn't take any rubbish from anyone. I know she's just very strong, very very protective of you. And if you can accept why mum wants to, she wants to make you smile, but she also wants to clear your mind from other people's thoughts, because how she's just giving it to me is like she's putting her hands around my head and your head and just wanting to say, oh, perfect, you can accept all of this. There's a real sense of her, like she doesn't want you to be affected by other people's words. And I just know she's fighting your corner from spirit. That's perfect. You can take that. She sure was feisty, because I know she would have talked really fast, because I just feel like I'm tripping over my own words, but it's like I need to say it, so I'm going to say it. And I am very direct. And I know I also need to say with mum that she, as much as she was direct, she could also acknowledge the things in herself which could possibly frustrate other people, because she's wanting to say, now I'm in spirit. I'm not saying I was perfect. I own everything that I did, and I would still do the same. Perfect. You know exactly what I'm talking about with mum, because mum's just like, I know, how can I put this, that when mum was here, she would have had crossed words and falling out with people, and she's still standing by those words because she's just very strong in herself, and she just wants to get you back onto yourself. That I know straight away she's just wanting to give me the feeling, but also say the words of like removing jelly legs from you, the sense of I just feel like you're shaking and there's an anxiety, and she's like, no, come forward, because we need to get you back out there. So I'm so pleased that you know exactly what mum's talking about and sharing with us. And okay, I know your name's up there and it says Sheila Lavender, but I just know I need to underline the lavender part. So I don't know whether that's a new name to you since mum was here, or whether there's something about the lavender, because I just know mum loves the words, but also the feeling of like lavender plants. So perfect. Oh, great. You can accept everything that's been put through to you. But please take her persistence, because she's saying to me, you don't need to hear her love because you know that. And I know Bill has your mum chomping at the bit, ready to just give the next instalment. So over to Bill.
Do you know what, Stephen? I'm bringing a barrage of them through because I know that I've got Dad's spirit side here, because he wants to present himself on a mobility scooter. And as he's presenting himself on this mobility scooter, Sheila, he's saying to me, get out the way, get out the way. So I know that he was a little bit brash with regards to the way that he drove or he navigated on this mobility scooter, that you would understand that he's talking about here, please, my lovely. He shows me himself as well, God love him. You know, what you see is what you get where Dad's concerned. That's your dad's name, and my nan was a flower lady in town, so that's where the lavender connection comes in there.
Thank you,
Steve,
for
that you were picking up on there. He's got his shirt open, he's got his vest on, he's showing me, and God love him, he's showing me that he's got a little bit of a stain on his vest that's dropped down from where he used to eat his eggs. And I don't care how I look, and I know that as he gives that information to me as well, consciously, I need to acknowledge and I need to understand that there would have been issues with regards to the way that he would have been able to have eaten, or indeed this assistance that he would have needed towards those later stages of his earthly life with regards to being fed food there as well. But as I say, very much what you see is what you get type of individual. And I know that I've mellowed down somewhat now that I've made this transition spirit side. I know that he was a great pillar of strength to you with regards to installing morals, standards, and values. I'm a very strong, independent gentleman where Dad stands at this moment in time with me. He's a good all-rounder, you would understand. He's done more or over and above what he should have done with regards to the expectations of what a dad should have been. And I do want to go back to your younger years, you would understand there, please, my lovely. Yes, he did not care about it, absolutely, and that's what he was showing me, and that's what he was giving me a sense of feeling and wanting to share there with you as well. They're having a right old laugh up there in spirit now, you would understand, because I need to say to you that family are standing united. So I know there's an abundance of past loved ones, family members and friends that are up there. I know that on the back of this mobility scooter, as he was saying, get out the way, get out the way, I've got the laugh and I've got the giggles of a sisterly vibration, your sister who would have passed to spirit, who's having a whale of a time up there with him. And I know that she just gives me an understanding, God love her, as she starts to impression upon me that those later stages of her life, they weren't the easiest. I know that there was a sense of her being really, really scared before she transitioned to spirit, but she thanks you. She thanks you for everything that it was that you've done to stay by her side and make her feel safe and secure at all times. And she just brings that through with an essence of love. In fact, what she does, yes, he is. In fact, as she's doing that with me, she's actually bringing through symbolically to share with you a piece, Lily. So I know that I just need to reinforce her words to share with you, her parting words before we send them back off up there to the angels, that I am now at eternal peace and there was nothing that I needed to worry about. And look out, she's saying to me, and look out for the signs. And I know it's cliche, we all acknowledge and we all understand that robins are symbolic of spirit and a loved one and a past one that's gone over to spirit side, but I feel today it's been a year since she got her wings, God love her. I know that she wants to share the symbolization of the robin with you, and I know that you talk to the robin, and I know that you say to the robin, that's you, sis. So she's leaving that with you as a parting gift. I'm going to send mum and dad back off up to the angels as well. They can all jump onto the back of that mobility scooter and ride their way back up there. Steve, what do you want to say, my friend?
Can I jump back in, because Dad jumped over to me and I just know there's a few bits. So I know Dad is wanting to acknowledge that he had a collection of illnesses, and it just feels like he's wanting to say to me, I had to hang around for a long time before finally passing. And there's just a real sense of frustration within that it's like my body's just shutting down and switching down, and I just feel a little bit grumpy, and I've just got a big bag of pills, and it's just like, oh, I'm not going to get any better. It's only going to go one way. And I just know if you could accept Dad wishing that he could have swapped places with your sister, because there's a real sense of like, why couldn't they just take some of my time to give to her? That I just know he's very emotional, because he's saying I'm just emotional for both of my girls, and that's fantastic that you can accept that information, because as Bill was lending, and he comes over to me and he's like, there's a bit more I want to say, a bit more I want to say. So I am so pleased that you could take that information, and please take, I need to say, all of our love. So love from myself and Bill, but also your loved ones up in spirit.
Absolutely. And you know what he's done, Steve? Just as a parting gesture, he's just placed a deck of cards, playing cards in my hand. He said, give them to her. So I'm passing them over to you, Sheila. There's something relevant with regards to his playing cards that he just wants me to pass over to you there, my lovely. So thank you so much for allowing myself and Stephen to make these connections and work with you this evening. Guys, don't forget, share us out there. We are going to go into a short break to let you know what's coming up on the channel tomorrow. So we'll see you in about 2 minutes.
My Spirit Life is a free online interactive magazine for those who have an interest in improving their spiritual lives. Authors can upload images, videos, and audio clips to their own articles. The public can place comments, rate the article, and follow the author. All articles are vetted before being published. For more information and to place your own article, please visit myspiritlife.co.uk. Join Debbie Romero and guests tomorrow from 6 p.m, offering spiritual guidance, support, and readings.
So there you go. That's what's coming up on SPTV tomorrow. For all those of you that are maybe just joining, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Collective Consciousness. I'm joined this evening by lovely Stephen Goldsack here. So please do make a point of giving him a like and a follow on his Facebook page. It's just in the links on the graphics below our mug shots that you're seeing at this moment in time as we're streaming live to you. Please do keep interacting with us. Please do keep placing your comments up there, because as we randomize the comments, it's those that we get drawn to or guided to by Spirit with regards to making that connection. So please do keep engaging and interacting as much as you possibly can. And don't forget to tag your family and friends as well. The more the merrier. Everybody's welcome. And if you are a first-time viewer or you're just new to the channel, Collective Consciousness is a show that is purely dedicated to mediumship, and we are going to be making connections conjoined here together this evening with myself and the lovely Steve. So Steve, shall we get things rolling?
Definitely.
Okay. Let's see where we go then. So we've got Lucas joining, Cheryl joining,
Spirit of Love.
Christine Easy.
I feel drawn to Christine.
Right, okay, let's go for it.
Roll it back. Evening there, Christine. So as your name popped up, I know that I have a younger gentleman, and there's a real feeling as if you can accept a brother in spirit, because I just feel very protective towards you in a brotherly way. So if you can't take it as a blood brother, it would be a gentleman who would look out for you and just feel very watchful towards you. Okay. And I know with this chap, so I know that I have a condition with my blood, that it's something, okay, so whether it's like a cancer, or I just know I'm taken in quite a drawn out way. It's just how he's wanting to place that. And I know straight away he's wanting to make sure that you're okay and everyone's okay here, because he's just like, I just want them to know that I'm not in pain. I'm no longer feeling the pain. Okay. Can you understand why he's coming? He's wanting to lighten it up and lift it up a little bit, because he's saying, I've come in because I want to tap her on the shoulder, you know, tell her to get on with it and just start to enjoy life. Okay. I know with this man that he would have been a bit of a character and would have had a certain way of dressing. Okay, so you can't take it as your brother, but okay. But from the information, if you can take it as another gentleman who would feel brotherly towards you, I just know that there's a closeness in age, because there's a real feeling of like, yeah, part of me. Okay. And Bill, can you feel his energy?
I feel into a gentleman's energy, but for me, I feel as though I just want to place a sense of there being a loving connection between Christine and he. So I get, again, that sense and that feel on the vibration of wanting to be protective, as you've said, and be somebody that's very much that pillar of strength that would have wrapped her up with a sense of not only protection but love as well. And that's why my mindset wanted to go more so, or deviate slightly that way there. So it'd be interesting to know if Christine can connect in that fashion there. But very much as you've said, I don't want there to be too much of a differentiation between ages, because I do feel as though I'm on an even par with the two of them. I do get a sense with him as he impressions upon me that I've got this very laboured sense that's just washing over me, and generally that's my trigger with Spirit Steve, to identify that there would have been that process building up to passing and making my journey back home to Spirit, as opposed to going instantaneously there. And I do get a great sense as well of wanting to just lower and deepen the tone of my voice with him as well, because he's just trying to change the dynamics of that with me vocally here. And again, whether or not he's trying to pull me into the throat, or an understanding that there would have been something going on in and around my throat area before I transitioned Spirit side, again, that might be something that we need Christine just to give us a little bit of feedback on there also. But I get a great sense that as he starts to share with me information that I want to connect into Christine, the first thing that I want to do is just come into and around her back. She lost her son 18 years ago. There's the younger energy. Bless her. Thank you, Christine. Look, sometimes we don't always get it right, and we're happy to hold our hands up to that, because we're mediums at the end of the day, not magicians. But Christine, I was deviating. I just want to come into your energy at this moment in time, because it gives me a sense of just wanting to place a sense of support and a little bit of healing in and around your back area, please, my darling. Because he keeps placing these hands on the lower part of my back here. So I feel we need to ask those healing angels just to give you that support that's very much needed at this moment in time. I also feel that my mind wants to go back somewhat through the calendar months of the year, and he wants to take me back to March. Now, I don't know if March would connect with regards to birthday, passing, or anniversary, between he and indeed you, or indeed if he's taking me back in my mindset to March because there's some type of relevance with that month this year that has impacted or caused impact around you. But that's where I feel that I've got at this moment in time there, Stephen, as I've just blended into that link there, my friend.
Oh,
yes, she has pain in the back every day. Bless her. So we'll ask those healing angels just to give you that sense of support and healing that's very much needed. What else have you got, Steve?
So, Christine, can you accept the feeling of your son feeling protective and responsible towards you? Because I just feel, I know you said that you lost your son, but I just feel very grown up in my mind with him, and I just feel like I want to say I'm responsible for you, because he's just also, if you can accept your mum in spirit, because I've got the gentleman saying I'm here with Nanny, so I know they just want you to know that he's not up there alone, that there's the love that he felt down here on earth, he's getting that in abundance up in spirit. So you've been having a bit of a rough time. So you lost your dad 6 months ago. So I just know that spirit are around you, and they just want you to still feel part of their life. I think my sat nav's off a bit off tonight, because you're saying your mum's still here. Okay. So the lady that I have in spirit, if it's not mum, I just know that it's a lady that sits on mum's side of the family. So whether that's a great grandmother, but I just know there's just like a whole ring of support that's just coming in for you. And with that,
Sorry, Steve. Do you know what I've got? I've just got this overwhelming sense and taste of curry being placed in my mouth. Christine, where's the connection with curry, and what's going on here at this moment in time? Is there a love of connection that wanting to eat curry with you, or indeed with your son, that you can identify to? Because it's just placed an overwhelming, compulsionate taste of curry in my mouth. Sorry, Steve, for butting in. I'll let you finish.
Make me hungry.
Oh, bless. So just whilst we wait for Christine just to give a little bit more feedback, is there anything else that you want to share before we send these beautiful souls back up to the angels, Steve?
Just an overwhelming feeling of peace. And I know that's, everyone could throw that out there, but I just feel a real calmness and a real sense of like a ring of peace, just wanting to have that presented to Christine.
Perfect. Okay. She hates curry, lol. Okay. Well, I was getting a compulsionate taste for curry being placed in my mouth, so maybe they're being a little bit jovial there with you tonight, and I hope that that's made you laugh as well, Christine, because tapping into what it was that Steve just shared with you, I certainly feel that there's this great sense of just wanting to bring that vibrational support of a laugh and a giggle and put a bit of a smile back on your face. And the flies are driving me mad. I know I need to get one of those strips to go onto my back door to stop the flies from flying into the house, because that's just been shared and dropped into my mindset as well, just before we send them back off up there to the angels. So Christine, God bless you. Thank you so much for allowing us to work with you, and we're going to leave their love there.
Okay.
Thank you. So producer Rich is saying that Jessica can also take a lot of the information that it was that you were sharing there, Stephen. Her brother and she were 13 months apart. So there's the closeness in the age.
Okay.
I lost my brother Jeremy in 06 and my dad 01 and my mum in 2020. My brother and I were extremely close. This sounds like my message. Mum had
the leukemia. So that's the blood. I know. Yeah, the blood was very, very prominent. Thank you, Jessica, for.
And Jessica's name was directly after Christine's name there as well. So look, sometimes that happens, as we know. Spirit work in the most mysterious of ways, where the information goes out to one person and somebody else can relate to that and identify to it instantaneously. So I don't know if you still want to just work in on the feel of that link, Steve, and maybe continue giving a reading out there for the lovely Jessica.
So hi, Jessica. So thank you. So can you accept Mum's just a very upbeat lady, and it's as if she's opening like a bottle of champagne, because she's like, yes, the real sense of her so pleased that she can get through and communicate to you. Okay. Can you also accept with Mum the feeling of, I just feel tired, in the sense of she tried everything that she could to stay medically, but it's just like I was always meant to go back to spirit. It's just how she's giving that to me. And I don't know if you can also place the sense of Mum having a compass towards the world of spirit, because I just feel very accepting of being able to go back with that journey. And the pain that I have is the pain of leaving my loved ones here. There's not a pain or a fear of going back up to spirit. Okay. Also, I know with Mum, there's a real sense of, I know I need to talk about, like, from the start of my condition to my passing, as if like there was like 18 months, or I know I need to say the number 18, and I know I'm not throwing out lottery numbers. It is definitely I had a bit of a battle and a bit of a fight on my hands. Yes, you can take Mum as being very upbeat and very it's as if like I just want to giggle and she's been very strong. So she fought a long, hard fight, because I just know with her character, she's like, I've still got that determination with me from spirit, but that determination is to keep an eye on my family and my little ones. So can you place the feeling as if like either Mum would be a grandmother now, because I just know there's an awareness towards little ones that are still here, and it's like, yeah, I'm here and I'm watching them. I just know with her there's a sense of frustration that she can watch, but she can't be heard all of the time. That I just know it's as if she's watching you. It's like sat watching a film, or like you're a series of Netflix, that she just keeps tuning in to your world, right? And I know she comes forward and wanting to say she wants to keep you going emotionally, because she's like, she can't give up there. So I know Mum, and I don't know whether she would have used this phrase herself, but she doesn't want you to drop the can. So I don't know if that's a phrase that she would have said, but I just know it's like she just wants to keep you motoring on and just keeping your mind free, because I know you've shared with us, fantastic, she's a bit like me, very direct and no filter, that you just said. So I just know she's just so insistent that you can't lose your positivity or lose your your passion for life and to want to be there. That I know you shared with us that you had a lot of losses and a lot of trauma in your family, but I just know Mum wants to bring the words of there are good things and happy things that happen in life, and she wants you to focus on your head being on the here and the now. Okay, so you can niece and a nephew. So just know that Mum is very excitable. It's as if in her mind she's won the lottery and she's jumping up and down, because I'm getting a lot of confusion with her shouting and her just being so pleased to be able to connect with you. And I also know with Mum that there's a sense of her either changing her hairstyle, because she just keeps on giving me pairs of scissors, and it's as if she's cutting her hair and doing different styles. That there's oh bless you, she passed away in the arms. Okay, I know Mum's very direct in the sense of she straight away, before you saying that you haven't failed her, she's like, no, you did so much for her, but you're still doing so much for her, that I don't like to use the phrase that she's living through you, but she's willing you on to keep living and just enjoy things and take the excitement, because she's saying it all got too serious, all the fun disappeared, and that's what she wants back for you. And I know she's wanting to laugh and say, please don't feel bad for laughing, because I know she's wanting to say there's been too many tears, and I just know she wants a big old belly laugh coming from you. And also with Mum, I don't know if I've moved on into my link, or if you can take connections to like the Hastings area, because I'm being shown on like a map of the UK, like the beach down at Hastings. So I just know I need to talk about that area. So it sounds like I'm babbling on, but Bill, do you get any additional information?
Do you know what? I'm going in, first of all, they're working with me with films. How strange is this? So, Jessica, with regards to Brother, I want to give you the film Elf. But there's one significant part within that film where he does the most gigantic and enormous burp. You know, he goes, brrr, and then he goes, did you hear that? He's just dropped that straight into my mind. So I don't know if he was one of these that was very proud of just being very vocal when he was letting wind out topside, putting it politely, but he's bringing that in with a great sense of wanting to laugh as he shares that with me. And then Mum dropped into my mind those red shoes that Dorothy wore on The Wizard of Oz. And she clicks the heels together and she says about there being no place like home. So I know that she wants to take my mindset into the dynamics and the fundamentals of the family home. What is it that's going on around you at this moment in time which is changing or is making you have this great sense and need and feel about there is no place like home? Because she draws that out within my mindset. And then I hear, in clairaudiently, I'm hearing a dog scratch. You know when a dog scratch and they gather up their blankets in a bed and it makes that kind of like ruffling noise? I'm hearing that being played out in the back of my mind here as well. And all I can see is this wiry sandy coloured little dog that's doing so. So I know that I need to bring this doggy forward from the realms of spirit to be remembered in conversation here with you this evening, my lovely. Jessica's just saying she's trying to go on vacation to the beach at this moment in time there, Steve. So that would connect why you were being shown a beach.
And she could also take your scissors there as well. She was saying that she's been using scissors to cut her own hair. Perfect. And been crying a lot herself about their passing. And just one very quick snippet, so to speak. When you were saying the red shoes, I just kept on getting the name Kate. So I just know I needed to say the name Kate to you, Jessica. So I don't know if you can take that in relation to your mum, but I just know that that name has been placed out there. But thank you so much for sharing your family with us and sharing your love.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we send them back off up to the angels there, brother just keeps saying to me, go on, you do it first. No, you do it first. No, you do it first. And I can hear mum in the background just cackling away here, because I know that this was the bounce between the two of you, goading one another on. You do it first. I double dare you. So he's just bringing that again with a sense of laughter as they just pull their energies back there and they make their way back home. So Jessica, God bless you, my darling, and thank you so much for letting us work with you. Marley, I hope mum has Marley. She was stolen from us. So that must be the little doggy that's matching the description. Bless you, Jessica. Lots of love to you, lots of healing and lots of support. I'll send out special prayers for you before I close my eyes this evening as well there, my lovely. And you know what, Stephen, as quick as that, we are almost at time here this evening. Told you it'd go quick, didn't I?
Indeed. Enjoyable.
It was lovely. And Steve, can I just say thank you so very much for joining the show this evening. It's been lovely to share the virtual platform with you and to be able to sit and watch you work as well, because that's one thing that we don't really get to do very much as serving mediums, is watch others work, is it?
Yeah, it could be like a busman's holiday. But no, thank you for the invite, and I've enjoyed this evening.
Perfect. Now, again, remind everybody at home where it is that they can find you on social media, and indeed if you've got your own website.
Yeah, so I've got a Facebook page of Stephen Goldsack Mediumship. So that's where I put up any of my events where I'm doing public demonstrations, and it's got all my contact details on there. So thank you everyone for being receptive this evening and allowing me to work.
Thank you once again for sharing your time, energy and your connections with spirit. We really, really do appreciate it. Let's just go through and do a few final acknowledgements. We've got Bald Eagle and Glue saying thank you. You are very welcome, my friend. Thank you for joining the live stream here this evening.
Oh, wow. So James, thank you for tonight. I wouldn't usually get to join in on a Thursday night. I'm glad you managed to join us this evening.
Absolutely. Thank you, James. Native Dreamcatcher, bless you all. Bless you. Thank you so much for holding space.
And Jessica, thank you for all your kind words. Extremely thankful. That means so much to us, that us being able to connect to spirit, it's all about bringing upliftment.
Absolutely. Emma Adams, thank you so much, and sorry to join late. That doesn't matter, Emma. You were here and that's all that matters.
Wendy Payne, really lovely evening. Thank you, Bill, Stephen and Richard. Much love. Smiley face.
Bless you, Wendy. Thank you for holding space with us. And Millie Brown, thank you all for your time. Very much appreciated, and lovely messages as well. Now, guys, as always, thank you so much for holding space. Thank you so much for shares that you've given out here this evening. Thank you for tagging your family members. Thank you for tagging your friends. Producer Richard, as always, thank you so much for making it happen. Steve, once again, God bless you. I really do appreciate you. And for all you guys out there, I will see you in 2 weeks. And until then, may the love and the light of spirit be with each and every single one of you. Take care. Good night. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye.